little late tonight.
I wanna be
A little late tonight.
trying to be Duval County. I was known for wildin', never known for styling with that.
All right, let me see you.
On my buck for nothing, on the block I'm bustin'.
Hold on.
How could God
Hey,
forgive
Toshiba.
a clown? Like killer bees,
I see you got
bustin'.
Chad Johnson in there.
Ain't no way to
Kobe, what's going on, man?
How could God forgive me now? Could he ever use a clown?
I really wanna be. All right, Nikita.
I really wanna see God's plan.
While y'all coming in, tag somebody in and put somebody in your tag. Tag an uncle, brother, you know. Tag somebody. Somebody that you want to be inspired. This is a great year, 2021. And I'm only going to be on here a couple of minutes. And I'm going to jump off. All right, Kobe. I appreciate you. All right. Hey, Mother CC.
I'm coming. Sun up. I'm running.
All right, Nikita.
Turn up. Still hungry.
Fred,
Baby boy needing this
stay safe out there on that road. They're playing roles in reverse, so blaming it on the women, that's so pitiful. And I ain't flipping on your boys on subliminals. All black in the bushes, I was apostle. James Collins, what's going on, man? You like that?
And I ain't shooting at your boys on subliminal.
All right.
All black in the bushes.
I hope you guys are going to my website, www.godsmanondeck.com. Go to the website. I got a lot of your information. A lot of you guys been putting emails and things in there. I want to be in contact with you. I really do. Trice. Tell my son I say hello. All right. There go my wife. There go my baby. Thank God for my wife, Jamila Gooden. Thank God. I'm telling you, I'm only here for a minute. I was inspired. I was encouraged. And I wanted to, for a minute, just for a moment, I want to talk about the subject. For the last couple of weeks, we have been dealing with, not only in our virtual Bible study, but also been dealing with on this platform, on God's Man on Deck. We're dealing with core values, because I believe core values are one of the most important. Hey, Wanda, how you doing? You guys, some of you guys are still coming in. Hey, Patricia, we thank God for you. Some of you guys are still coming in. But we've been talking about core values on our virtual Bible study. Please don't miss virtual Bible study tomorrow night with me and my wife. We are excited about the subject. Last couple of weeks, we dealt with liberty first. We're getting ready to deal with laughter. We dealt with love last week. We dealt with liberty first. We dealt with love last week, and we get ready to deal with laughter. And I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. Because if you know, like I know, I think the other side of my wife is a comedian. Yeah. I think she could have easily done that. Her sister Joy probably got her beat out, though. I'm telling you right now, I'm so thankful for everything. Corey, what's going on? So make sure and have a watch party. I'm always in with a surprise. You never know what I'm going to do. You never know what I'm in with. So I want you to come in. I want you to be with us. I want you to come and be a part of everything that we're doing. Let me talk about this real quick so I can let you guys go about your night. Core values are important because core values says who you are. Core values are something that you don't swear. It's your personal foundation. A lot of times when we hear the word core values or we talk about it, we always talk about it in the stance from a corporation or organization, but you should have personal core values. And all this week, I'm going to be talking about it on 7 o'clock in my regular time on 7 o'clock on God's Man on Deck, 7 o'clock on Thursdays. I'll be talking about it. But all this week, I'm going to be coming to you because I want us to get this, especially us men, with everything that's getting ready to come up and with us building up to what we're doing as men, what we're building up to the God's Man on Deck conference that we got going on. I really want us to become one even more with just the understanding of what it means to be not just a man, but the core values that we stand on. What's going on, Zach? If I ask you what your core values are, and I want to thank God for a lot of you men that did post. I put a post up and I put a post up about what are your core values. And a lot of you guys did put up. Jamal, I'm praying for your son. You guys did put up what your core values was. My core values are Fred's core values. First is integrity. My core values, my personal core values are integrity first, love second, wisdom and understanding. Those are my core values. That's what my foundation built off of. But in order for you to understand that, you got to hear me explain it. Because sometimes we can think core values are something that we automatically possess instead of something that we're working towards and expanding in and become more adapt and equipped to walk in. So a core value is something that you believe in. It's something that you want to be a part of you, but it's not always something that you automatically are walking in. And tonight, I want to talk about the core value of integrity. I want to talk about my first core value. Now, what I'm going to do through the week is I'm going to talk about love. I'm going to talk about wisdom and understanding, but I'm also going to go back on the posts to some of the posts that some of you men made, and I'm going to pull from those posts some of those core values that you guys put down there up under it. As a matter of fact, what I'll probably do is I'll repost it. So I give some of you guys again to give me some feedback because we want to talk about this stuff. We want to have an understanding. And what I would really love to do is I would love to pick one of you brothers from off of one of those posts. And I would love for you to come on God's Man on Deck with me and do a double and let's just talk about it. Yeah, we want to have some conversations with you guys. So I think that'll be amazing. I think that'll be fun. So I want to hear from you brothers. You know, I want to hear from you. I ain't doing this just to do this. Men's ministry has always been my ministry from the time that I walked in the Lord's house. It was my ministry. And before I go into this, you want to know, well, why has men's ministry been your ministry? Well, I'm glad you asked. The first ministry that I came officially a part of, the first ministry that I got deep involved with, I had a pastor that did not connect with men. I had a pastor at that time. He connected with all the ladies, every lady in there, and he wasn't no, he wasn't no whoremonger. He wasn't. But it was something there that was wrong though. It was so wrong. But anyway, men would come inside the ministry and he would kind of push him away. You know, he would kind of, show disdain. I don't know if he was intimidated by them. I don't know what it was. Hey, Cassandra, I don't know what it was, but he was one of those type men that when other men came in there, he was like, hey, brother. And that's kind of what all the brother got. So it kind of pushed me. And I'm already a friendly person. My nature, I am a friendly person by nature. By nature, I'm talkative. By nature, I love to fellowship with people. I love to have fun. It's just by nature. That's part of who I am. Hey, Carol, how you doing? So yeah, it just kind of fell in my lap, and that's why I'm doing it. And I've been doing God's Man on Deck probably for the last 4 years. And I think now is the time for us to begin to build that all across the nation. Yes, Lord. The whole God's Man on Deck ministry, however many that men that may be. Yes, Lord. Because it's a lot that God has for us. Yes, he does. So what I want to talk about real quick, my core value, because we're going to talk about my core value. And if you would, I'm looking at the responses down there. I'm looking at people that have come in. Ricka James, Douglas Preston. Good evening, my brother. I don't think I saw you before. Good evening, my brother. And if you have some comments down there, I am reading the comments. I will try to catch some of the comments. But like I said, when I go off, I'm going to repost. Put those in there. Tonight, I want to talk about my first core value, which is integrity. I want to read the definition of integrity. The definition of integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles and moral uprightness. I'm going to read that again. The quality of being honest and having strong moral principles and moral uprightness. Now, it's a catch-22 with integrity because I think part of what made me go through my stance when I was overly righteous right? Being the man of God and kind of being overly righteous. Yeah. And overly righteous can turn into religious, because what you're watching is your moral principles and your moral uprightness. And because you're watching them so close, you begin to look at your moral principles and your moral uprightness, and you begin to compare it to others. And then you become like the Pharisee that says, I'm glad I'm not like him. I pray 4 times a day. I fast once a week. Now, in the past, you couldn't have told me, you couldn't convince me that I in any kind of way compared to that. But I did. I couldn't see it at that time, because when you're in something, it's hard to see something about yourself when you're in something. It's not until you come out of something until you begin to see, oh man, well, that was me. And, so in that stance, you make a lot of mistakes in those places, yeah, because you're not where you're supposed to be at. So, from that time, I had that integrity. I had that moral principle. I had that moral uprightness, but a lot of it was judgmental because it was coming from the wrong place, because I was wanting to stay clean. Now, let me give you more background on that before I talk about it even deeper with the integrity. When you come from out of something, so, my testimony is my testimony. So some people may get tired of you saying your testimony, but when your testimony is a part of who you are and a part of the ministry that God has given you, you got to say it. So when I was out there, I ain't no other way to say it. I was a thief and a robber, whatever I had to do. I had that type of lifestyle in the streets, whether it was drugs or whether it was whatever it was, I had that type of lifestyle. So because I had that type of lifestyle and that type of person, I could not be trusted. I couldn't be trusted. So while I was out there, I had very little. It wasn't nothing but a couple of people that was around me that I trusted and that I had around me. Everything else, everybody else was a free for all. I always told even young men in the street, the only thing I ain't bothered with was women and children. Everything and everybody else, it was up for grabs. Y'all hear me in here now. So when I did give my life to God, and I changed my nature, I became honest. I took on a whole nother mindset. So I was reborn and I was rebirthed. And I took on one of the things that I hold so dear and so close to my heart was integrity. So what happened to me is, once I gave God my life, I wasn't going to touch nothing. I wasn't going to taste nothing. I wasn't going to be around. Boy, if it looked like it was wrong, when the Bible says make no provision for the flesh, when it says abstain for the very appearance of evil, boy, I was running. I was going to run from it. And some things I'm going to still run from. Yes, Lord. There going to be some things that you just ain't going to catch me around, and some people that it just ain't going to happen. It just ain't going to happen. But I took on my integrity. I took on that type of mindset. So I took on that moral principles. I took on that moral uprightness. And it's something that I hold dear. Now, after I had went through my transition, I seen where I was I was taking my morality and my integrity, and I was comparing to people and I was judging them. So I really couldn't get the proper fruit out of them like I wanted, because I was looking at them through the scope of my own eyes. So what I am telling you in this moment is, let your core values be your core values. Don't try to hold anybody else to your core values, because sometimes if we try to compare ourselves, or we try to make people come to our standard and our core values, we can't win them. Why? The Bible says that he that compares himself to another man is not wise. And if that is what the Bible is saying, then I really should not even try to judge somebody by my own moral principles. Integrity is absolutely my highest regard. Integrity is, you can trust Gooden with anything. I told my wife this about a couple of weeks ago. I remember the first time, and this might be funny to some of y'all, and you look, grown men cry. And grown men can act like they don't cry, but grown men cry. We might not cry around nobody, but grown men cry. So I think we were having our first service. We had just moved to a new location. I think I was with them. I had been with the church maybe about a year, but I had become an elder at that church, and or I was just oh no, I was just about to become an elder at the church, and for one particular day, there were no counters. Nobody could count the money. So pastor says, I need you to go ahead on and count the money. I need you to do the count, and I need you to take the numbers in and do all the books and tell me what it is. He says, I'm gonna need you to do this for a while because we ain't got nobody in place that we can trust. Hey, brother. So he does that. And I'm in that counting money, y'all. And I just start crying like a baby. I just start crying like a baby. Some of you probably say, well, why in the world, Apostle? Why in the world, Pastor Gooden? Pastor, what did you cry for? I was crying because I could be trusted. I started crying because I could be trusted. I started crying because someone could trust me. I started crying because I had a reputation that so many people knew me from in the past. And I had begun to see how God had changed my reputation, how he had changed the view of how people saw me, how from the works that I was doing just to be a saved man of God, how he had changed the narrative and the view about how people saw me. So I'm sitting in here and I'm counting them and I'm tears rolling all down. I'm glad ain't nobody walking in the office. It was a moment if it was nothing but me and God in there, but I'm just crying and the tears are rolling down my face. And I'm saying, thank you, God. I'm saying, thank you. You can trust me. You can trust me. And from that moment forth, I began to take in the word. Now, I was already walking in integrity, but I began to take in the word as my core value. And I began to take that word in and says, I won't let anybody take my integrity. Stuff I can lose. I've lost a lot of stuff. I've lost a lot of stuff. I've lost a lot of people. But I never lost my integrity. I never lost my integrity. My integrity is something that cannot be bought. Now, you can give it away. And this is why I'm talking about, what are your core values? What is it that makes you different? What is it that you stand in that no matter what happens? Because this is the thing. Stuff gonna come to you now. Yes, sir. Bible says, yes, listen, it's just like this right here. And we was ministered on this. We ministered on the subject lightly Sunday morning. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So you're going to be tested, whatever your area is that you call your core values. When you say as a man, or some of the women that are here, or as a woman, this is what makes me up. I haven't said I mastered it, but this is what makes it up for me. Integrity is a part of my core value. Love is a part of my core value. Wisdom and understanding is a part of my core value. Let me tell you what happens. The enemy says, what you said? Oh, integrity? Oh, love? Oh, wisdom and understanding? Okay. So he comes for that. And he has. Ever since I have held it. There is even another church of people that was previously up under me that are still using some of my personal core values as their church. I don't care. It's no problem. I don't have a pigeonhole on the word. I don't. They're using my personal core values on their church. It's all good. It's good core values to have. So you're going to be tested, but you can't let nothing and nobody. Frustration will make you try to come out of integrity, try to make you do something. Huh? And as far as like when IRS and it's time to do your taxes and you go get other people churn. and to get money. Now, I'm gonna tell you. Now, this God's having truth, and I went through that. I went through this for years. Watch this. I went through for years, for about 4 years, doing my taxes the wrong way. Watch this. And every year, now watch this, because this is how, man, we see our own sin, and we say, well, I ain't sinning right here, and I ain't sinning right there, and I ain't sinning right here. This is how we do it. And we begin to look at ourselves, and we say, okay, we doing all right. And then, but every time the first of the year come, I'm gonna do my taxes this way right here, just so I can get a little more change. So every tax season for about 4 years, and God was testing me. He was testing me. I let my integrity down. Yeah. What did I say first? I said your core values are something that you will be tested by. You haven't necessarily mastered them, but you'll be tested by it. Right? So I did wrong. And about the 4th year, I said, you know what? I can't do it no more. I said, whatever I get or whatever I don't get, whatever happen, ain't gonna happen. I ain't doing that no more. As soon as I made up my mind to hold the integrity in the one area where I got tried at, because in every other area I was straight. But they see that's how we count sin. That's how we look at sin, and that's how we look at missing the mark. We look at it as if, you know what I mean, I got all of this right, I'm all right. But it's not really what you got right, is what God is really testing you with on that one thing. He's saying, is you willing to give your son on this? Are you willing to give your daughter on this? And the time after that, when I saw, okay, you know what? Let me do this thing right. That's when I begin to see the hand of God moved in a greater way. And my baby Jamila, I love you too. That's when I begin to see God move in a greater way. I begin to see him move in a greater way because I decided to trust him fully. I decided to not let my integrity just be for people and stuff. I let my integrity take wing and take flight to take me further. So you got to decide, what are your core values? You know, and if you have a core value of integrity, how fruitful is it? If you have a core value of integrity, how impactful is it? See, one thing, and this is why core values are so important. That's why we're talking about it. You got to have some. Men fail, women fail, marriages fail, relationships fail because people come outside of their core values. See, this is the one thing. Even if I am not, and Lord knows I ain't perfect, my wife will tell you, I got core values that will save us and keep us and make us one no matter what we go through. Because it's the core values in a person that will hold it together like glue. It's the core values in the person that will make a person's life change. Core values. So when I say integrity, I'm asking you a question. What is your quality of honesty? What are your moral principles? How would somebody describe your moral uprightness? How would they say, are you a person that if I loan $20, you ain't going to talk to me and answer my phone and no phone calls? You ain't going to answer no text. You're going to leave the text down there delivered, but you're going to see my name, but you ain't going to pop on it. You ain't going to open it up or nothing. What's your integrity like? Y'all know, because there are some people that are like that. You know, can you be trusted? I got a question. Because now my wife this morning preached an awesome message about unusual times in broken seasons. She was talking about how God is opening up extraordinary doors in a broken season where everything looks like it's supposed to be going wrong. Some people are not going to qualify even though the portal is open because your integrity ain't in place. And he said, I can't trust you with the 50 grand right now. I can't trust you with 100 grand right now. I can't trust you with 200 grand right now. Can you be trusted? Robert Harris. God bless you. Skinner, what's going on, boy? I love you, boy. I got to talk to you. Inbox me your number, Skinner. I don't have it. Can you be trusted? Can you be trusted? Because the portals are open. God is doing great things right now. There's a wave that's happening. But you don't have any core values. Anybody on here, Marcellus, what's going on, big bro? Anybody on here right now that if I ask you what your core values and you gotta figure it out, I tell you tonight you got an assignment. You need to figure it out tonight. You need to write it down tonight, and you need to you need to watch this. You need to be active in it, and you need to be ready for it to be tested. Because some people are not walking into the wealth that God wants them to walk into because I can't trust you. You know what the word is. You know what the Bible is. You know what you can quote it scripture, but can God quote something about you? See, he was able to quote something about Job. Yes, sir. No matter how much nobody may not like it. Boy, look here. I run away from the book of Job. You ain't got to worry about me and Job. Lord, look, because sometimes it seems like if you got to preach something, you got to go through it. So I'm just being honest. I know the book. I try to stay away from the book, but I understand what God was saying. He's saying, is there anybody here that has the righteousness of this man? And God tells him that you can touch everything but his body. Then he turned around and let him touch his body too. So he just can't take his life. This is the thing. What is your integrity like? Can God trust you? Maybe you keep going through marriages and going through bad relationships because you ain't got no integrity. One thing my wife will never have to worry about is me spying on her all up under the cars and all in her phones and digging all through stuff. We ain't got that type of relationship, but she'll never have to worry about that no way. See, when you're a person that can be trusted, you trust regardless. It's not always a good thing. I got stabbed in the back because but it's just what it is. I guess that's that Jesus in me. Judas is always attracted to the Jesus people. So it is what it is. But don't lose your integrity. My wife is so crazy. Don't lose your integrity. Stand up on it. And I know God has ministered to somebody tonight. Saying to you, yes, integrity. You can, and this is the thing. I want to go, but I feel something in this moment. Some of you are really, really sneaky. It means that you can get away with something nobody won't know. Yeah, Corey Skinner said you got to pay for that knowing. Yes, sir, you got to pay for it. And I think I've been paying. I hope I'm paid up, Skinner. But some of you are sneaky. And you're wondering why stuff ain't going right. Because your integrity ain't right. See, integrity is what you have when the door's closed. Integrity is what you got when ain't nobody looking. Integrity is what you have when it ain't nobody but you. Yes, sir. Integrity is when you can get away with something, but you ain't gonna let yourself get away with it, and you're gonna make sure that somebody know whether it's a mistake or whether it ain't a mistake. What's going on, Les? Yes, God. That's what integrity is about. Unto the pure, all things are pure. Yes, Lord. I changed that. That used to be one of my foundations. That's what integrity is. So listen, I'm getting ready to go. I appreciate you again for all your love, you guys that are giving from the video Injustice. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all your attaboys and your encouragement. It's truly something that I do. It's a passion that I have in my heart to do. We love music, and listen, there's still a generation in that we cannot leave behind. One thing about it, if you got a passion, you don't put your passion down If your passion is still, you listen. If your passion is still up to par, your passion is still tight. You still, you still got it. Then you don't put it down. Especially if you don't let a generation die just to save your own self. Don't do that. You need to leave here. You need to leave here with everything gone. You need to leave here all used up. You need to leave here all used up. Nothing else. You don't need to have nothing left when you leave here. So, one of the things I wanted to start doing, TT, I said I'll give y'all a little sneak of one of the songs getting ready to go. Let me see if I can remember the words. Yeah. Music is for all generations. I want to go to heaven, but my soul's dark. Hell is calling my name from the path I walk. I'm trying to miss the chalk. It seems like me and God is only having pillow talk. See my dogs die, life passes like a spark. I'm getting saved every service, when will they believe? That's it. Listen, y'all stay tuned. I can't never give it all because it's a new song. Be looking out for the project Catharsis. Look out for the project Catharsis. Good music, good vibes, grown man stuff. But let your sons know that there is a pastor out here that does feel them, that can minister to them. And when you can, make sure that you have them ready for God's Man on Deck conference coming to July. Eddie Shaw. Hey, Terry. Hey, Trina. All right, son, what's happening? You can't never give him the whole 16. All right, I love y'all. Remember, integrity, but build your own core values. Love you. Have a good night.